Hey everybody, it's Josh with Pages Music, and we are so excited today to be hosting Julia Bell from Texas Tech University. She's a new Shires artist, and she was in town at Ball State University's Trumpet Day, so we were excited that she was able to come, stop by, see the new store, see the new studio. This is actually the first video that we are shooting in this area of the studio, which is something that we didn't have at the old building. And Julia got to record the first video in the new studio, in the new space, showing off her new Shires trumpet. So you just got a new trumpet, but something that we learned today goes back to your first trumpet. And where did you get your first trumpet from?
Pages Music. I'm from West Lafayette, Indiana, so my first student line Yamaha trumpet in the 5th grade I bought here.
So you're able to come full circle now.
Yeah, it's
Pages.
exciting.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about your background? I know you said you grew up in West Lafayette, like where you went to college and where you're at now.
I did my undergrad at Indiana University in Bloomington, and then I moved to Florida and went to Florida State for a master's degree in trumpet and a doctorate degree in trumpet. And now I'm teaching at Texas Tech University in Lubbock, Texas, as a visiting assistant trumpet professor.
That's awesome. So who were some of your biggest influences, like going through your undergrad, whether it was teachers or artists that you like to listen to?
Well, starting with pre-undergrad, I had great band directors in West Lafayette. Matt Conway was my first band director, and then Don Pettit was my next band director, and they made band very fun. I was super excited to practice all the time. I have a musical family. My dad plays tuba and euphonium for fun, and my grandparents were musical. Had a great high school trumpet teacher who also went to IU. His name was Steve Robinette. Awesome teacher, great supportive human. And then all of my other teachers have been great influences. So Ed Cord and John Rommel at Indiana and Dr. Chris Moore at Florida State have been super influential. In terms of people that I loved listening to, I grew up listening to Maurice Andre. He's like one of the pivotal people for sound concept. Allison Balsam is an amazing player. Tina Thing-Helseth has some really like musical, beautiful albums that I still love listening to.
Have you gotten to see her live?
I have, yeah. I got to see her the day before my doctoral graduation. She was just happened to be in Tallahassee.
Yeah,
so it was
she's
a treat.
incredible to hear live.
Absolutely.
Like,
Effortless.
Yeah.
It's the goal.
Yeah. How would you say that your music education in middle school and high school has shaped like where you're at today?
I think all of my teachers did a really good job like motivating me and boosting me up so that I really wanted to practice all the time. And I truly think that the amount that I practiced in high school helped me a lot in the long run. And also the fact that my trumpet teacher like really had me emphasizing like a routine and fundamentals and just like knowing that everywhere that you apply to music school, you should get to know the trumpet teacher and have a plan of what you're looking for and that you're also interviewing the school. I just had a lot of good guidance, and no one told me that it was like not a good idea to go into music or anything. They were all very supportive of it. So I think it was like a very good setup for me to continue on in this path.
That's great. So not to put you on the spot or anything, but how much did you practice each day in high school?
I remember I practiced during lunch. I always brought my trumpet home. I mean, a couple hours probably on average. I was really into practicing. I played the Carnival of Venice. I was really stoked about stuff like that, and I would work on it a ton. And my teacher had me working on like really great repertoire in my lessons, Charliers, and just really making sure that I was doing everything I needed to do to set a solid foundation and develop that routine before I got into college so that it wasn't as jarring to realize that, oh, we have to practice a lot.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of students go through middle school, high school, and band is like the main thing. And there are so many students out there that are so gifted, and they get into college and it's kind of like just a shock of like how much that you have to put in to get to that next level. So I know you've mentioned some things that would be tips, but if you had like a few tips to give to a middle or high school student who wants to be like you someday and wants to go through and do music as a living and maybe get a master's or a doctorate, what advice would you have for them?
Yeah. Step one, I would say develop a routine early on. Fundamentals, find some way that you can practice where it's not all at the same time, especially if you're a trumpet player, making sure that you're not going to go for like 3 hours at a time, and building on healthy habits is what would happen as a result of that. If you can, find a really good teacher, someone that is doing something similar to what you want to do and represents what you see as some of your goals, so that they can guide you. But overall, just being curious and trying to figure out new ways to think about things, trying to play as efficiently as possible. The more bad habits that we can knock out, like easy ones, like get your pinky out of the ring so we're not pressing, right? I wish I had done that way earlier in my life than I ended up doing that. So stuff like that, just ways that we can build the best habits possible as early as possible in our life is my best piece of advice.
Yeah. So what were some ways that Pages helped support you as a student in your middle school, high school years?
Well, getting my trumpet, very important, right? Step one. But B, I mean, it's so important to maintain a functional and clean instrument. So having those resources, making sure you have valve oil and slide grease and the right types of brushes to clean your trumpet with, super important. So it's great that we have that here. And aside from that, being able to try new trumpets as you move on, and if you are thinking about pursuing music as a career, this is the perfect opportunity to really try out everything and see what's going to work the best for you.
Speaking of trying things out and having a wide variety, this is, we're at a new location. You got to tour the facility, see everything that we have. You got to experience the studio, which is a lot of fun. What were some of your highlights like from today?
Yeah, well, it was just striking how big it is and the amount of selection that you all have with all of your instruments. It's very inviting. There's places to try the instruments, and there's a lot of knowledgeable people here to help you out and figure out. If you don't know exactly what you're looking for, that's okay because someone can help you. So overall, just really impressed.
Yeah. And you're a new Shires artist. Um, what has it been like being a Shires artist?
I'm thrilled to be a Shires artist. Everybody on the team is incredibly nice. They were very helpful when I was trying to find a trumpet and very dedicated to making sure that I found exactly the fit that was right for me. Very responsive with any questions or concerns I've had. And I just love the horn so much. It's connected me to a community of all sorts of people who also play Shires trumpets. And yeah, just can't say enough good things.
So it's really important to have balance in life. And see, thank you. So it's really important to have balance in life. You can't always play the trumpet or you injure yourself. What are some things that you like to do for fun outside of playing the trumpet?
I try to keep an active lifestyle. I think A, it's just nice to be doing something that's not music, but B, it's important to take care of yourself in order to be at your best musically and as a teacher. So I like walking, hiking, I do like indoor cycle classes, and stuff like that. And aside from that, I like to read, and do all of the regular people things that we like to do, try to cook and stuff like that.
Do you have a favorite TV show?
Ooh, Selling Sunset reality TV is definitely my weakness. I love a good reality TV show.
So there are a lot of different routes that you can go with getting a doctorate in trumpet.
Mhm.
Obviously, I'm in retail sales. There are people in military bands, orchestras. There's a wide variety. And college teaching is a path that you can go. So, how would you describe or maybe show us behind the curtain, like what your process has been from getting your doctorate to landing a full-time college teaching job?
Yeah. During my master's, I was a graduate teaching assistant, which meant that I got to teach private lessons to undergraduate music majors. And that was one of the things that really made me realize that I wanted to do college teaching and that I wanted to absolutely get a doctorate. So once I realized that, one of the most important things, because it's kind of a unique career path for us, there's not a ton of
Right.
people out there doing what we want to do. I found people that I really looked up to and who I really wanted to model what I'm doing after. And I just took a look at what they're doing. It involves going and doing master classes, performing as much as you can, trying to get published in as many places as you can, and just starting the process of doing academia as soon as possible. So I definitely made sure that I started building that CV, curriculum vitae of experience during my doctorate. And then I was lucky enough at the very end of my doctorate, I was able to fill in as a sabbatical replacement, which it was for a professor who was taking a leave for one semester at Tarleton State University for Dr. Brian Walker in the fall. And then, lucky enough, another person that I knew took a sabbatical in the spring at the University of South Alabama, Dr. Peter Wood. So I was super, super fortunate to get to go into studios that have been built to such a high level by such really, really qualified individuals and gain that experience as I was finishing my doctorate and graduating, so that it helped prepare me for what was to come. And so now I'm still super lucky that I get to work with all of my students at Texas
Yeah.
Tech and that I had that year of experience to help me prepare.
That's awesome. Did you do a dissertation, full dissertation?
At Florida State, we call it a treatise.
Okay.
And I wrote about 21st century works for solo trumpet by women, 8 of them, and I wrote a pedagogical analysis of each of them and how we can incorporate them into our like standard trumpet repertoire, especially that we teach in the collegiate trumpet studio setting. So I talked about what types of aspects of trumpet playing each of the solos might address and the challenges, the strengths that they would highlight, the weaknesses that they would help work on, and just a guide mostly for teachers, but also for students looking to broaden their repertoire and see if they can add a new piece that they might not have thought of before.
So we're really grateful that you took time today to stop by Pages Music, to check out the store, to record a video, and we're honored to be able to showcase you as a new Shires artist and to have you be a part of our first recordings. And so we really appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored that I got to film the first video in the new studio and got to see the new location. It's been a great day, and I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been our privilege. And definitely continue to check out our videos, social media. We're going to have a lot of great content coming from the studio, our new location. We can't wait to share it with you.